So for this second video, it's more for me. This part of it, I was just gonna, some people ask me, why did you think that you might have ALS in the first place, and blah blah blah, and what are my first symptoms and all that. So I'm just gonna bring you back to the very, very start. If anyone remembers when the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge was like super big, I was with Erin back then, and she's like, well, we can do this, but I'm not gonna donate if I don't know anything about ALS, because neither of us did, and most people don't. So she like went online and looked up what it was, what the symptoms were, and all that. And she's like, "Oh my God! Like, I'm. This is you. Like, this symptom is you. This symptom is you. This symptom is you." And honestly, I don't know how she knew because I never even would have thought that. But so the very first thing besides like, I just thought I was clumsy. I tripped all the time over like myself, and she was kind of noticing how I was falling, like I wasn't catching myself, and like I don't know, like I was walking slower, and like the very first thing that I could grasp as a symptom to go to the doctor for is um, well, it was my right hand, and I mean it's messed up now, but um, when I had it fully straight, my pinky finger would not, like, I couldn't control it like I used to. Like when all these fingers were together, I couldn't I couldn't do anything with it. So that was like one of the very first things that happened besides the falling. And I at work I worked with these tiny little piece parts that you had to like put together super fast and like fast-paced environment, and I could tell that I was getting slower at it and I couldn't figure out why, and it's very frustrating. But PS, I'm gonna try not to cry in this video. Um I so I went to a regular doctor and I was like, something's going on with my pinky. It won't, I can't move it and whatever, and he had no idea. So he's like, I'm gonna send you to a hand specialist. Maybe they can figure it out. So I went to a hand specialist, and she's like, oh, I really don't know. And she's like, maybe it has something to do with the connecting nerves, so we'll do an EMG. So that was my very first EMG. And so I went back for that. I had that done, and the lady, she didn't talk very much, but like by the end of it, she's like, you need to go see a neurologist ASAP. And so I was like, okay. And so that's when I saw Dr. Jeffrey, I think, and he wasn't 100% sure. So I had a 4-hour MRI from the bottom of my spine to the top of my head, and he found that I had hydrocephalus and a Chiari malformation. And if you guys don't know what that is, hydrocephalus is just extra fluid in the brain cavities. I had way too much, and the Chiari malformation is when your cerebellum, the bottom half, is like shoved down into your spine a little bit. So I still have that, but I got, shortly after that, that neurologist sent me to Dr. Walk, who I've been seeing for over 2 years now. And let's see, well, I got the shunt put in shortly after the MRI, and at the time we thought that that would fix all my problems, because it sounded that way, but like literally the day before surgery, Dr. Watt called and he's like, this isn't gonna fix your other problems, right? And we were like, seriously? So he's like, they're completely unrelated. The hydrocephalus wasn't really causing any problems yet that I was aware of, but he's like, as a preventative measure, you might want to do it anyway for, the future. And so I did the surgery, and after that, shortly after that, Aaron left. But anyways, so I've been seeing Dr. Walk for over 2 years, and he basically, the first time I met him, he thought that I had ALS, and he basically told me that he could, when the time comes, assist me in suicide, basically, like the very first time I met him. So Aaron and I were kind of freaked out and scared, but so she left, and so I've been doing it on my own ever since for the past 2 years now. And so yeah, Dr. Walk spent the last 2 years basically ruling things out, like multifocal motor neuropathy, MS, like all that ruled out. And then after 2 years of seeing him and him not wanting to diagnose me, I was like, maybe I should go to the Mayo Clinic and see what they say. So he gave me a referral. I went there. I had like a 10-minute exam by this neurologist, Dr. Sorensen, and he sat me down and he's like, so I'm pretty sure I think it's ALS, but you have an EMG tomorrow, so we're just gonna do that to like confirm what I'm thinking. So the next day I did that, and so that was my third EMG. The second one Dr. Walk did because apparently every doctor likes to do them themselves, which sucks for me because it's painful and horrible. But anyway, so so I had an EMG, and then right after that went to Dr. Sorensen again, and he's like, yeah, it basically confirmed what I thought. You have ALS, blah blah blah. And then so that was that, and now I've been still seeing Dr. Walk every 3 months. I see physical therapist, occupational therapist, social worker, dietitian, a couple other people. They just like filter out, and it sucks, and it's long, and so that's basically where I'm at right now. And okay, next, I wrote a few things down so I'm not so disoriented and non-prepared. So the next thing I was gonna say is, a lot of people have been asking me, like, are you in pain? Do you have pain? I don't. Nothing's painful unless I fall, which that sucks. But yeah, so I'm not really in any pain. My body, well, everybody has a range of motion, and if you don't do that range of motion often, it kind of gets sore, like at bedtime, like when I'm going to sleep, since my hands are effed up and I can't barely do anything with them. Like, this is spreading my fingers out and this is closing them. Like, I can't do anything with this hand. It's stupid. This one is a little bit better, but not a lot. So at night, my thumbs, because I can't stretch them out any further than this one's really twitchy. So, the range of motion, it goes all the way out to here, but I can't do that, so that gets a little sore, especially at night for some reason. Both my thumbs and then my pointer finger hasn't gone straight in God knows how long. I call this my gimp hand, and I don't know if you can see, but it's like caved in everywhere, and it's pretty much useless. Well, both of them are. Let's see. So I'm not in any pain, just a little sore because I can't do my range of motion, but that's it. So I think that will be it for this video, because I'm going to try and keep them shorter than 15 minutes, because who has 15 minutes? So I have some more stuff to talk about, but I will save that for the next video. Thanks for watching!